For decades, the subject of UFOs lived at the edge of public conversation. Ridicule surrounded it. Governments denied it. Witnesses were dismissed. Serious discussion carried social consequence. And yet suddenly, in the span of only a few years, the language has changed. Not just the conversation, the language itself. We no longer hear UFO nearly as often. Now the term is UAP, Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena. That shift matters. An object is something physical, a craft, a machine, something solid and measurable. A phenomenon is much larger. A phenomenon can involve energy, perception, consciousness, atmospheric anomalies, electromagnetic disruption, unexplained intelligence, or interactions we do not yet fully understand. The doorway quietly widened, and most people did not notice it happen. Which raises a deeper question. Why now? Why would institutions that spent generations suppressing these conversations suddenly normalize them? Why introduce unresolved mystery into the public mind after decades of insisting reality was fully mapped, explainable, and under control? Maybe the footage itself is not the point. Most people have already seen clearer imagery than what is being officially released anyway. The real shift may not be disclosure of craft, but disclosure of uncertainty. And perhaps that uncertainty is doing something profound to the collective psyche. What if this administration, or larger institutional structures moving through this period, understands that humanity is entering a phase where consciousness itself must become more flexible, not gullible, not irrational, but capable of holding more complexity than previous generations were trained to tolerate? Because the truth is, reality already feels less stable to many people. Artificial intelligence is blurring the line between real and synthetic. Institutions are losing public trust. Narratives contradict each other daily. People feel emotionally suspended between old identities and something not fully formed yet. Many describe heightened intuition, exhaustion, strange detachment, vivid dreams, increased sensitivity, or the persistent feeling that something fundamental is shifting beneath the surface of ordinary life. What if the normalization of anomalous phenomena is not simply about what is in the sky? What if it is part of a larger transition away from a civilization built entirely on certainty, and into one that must learn discernment instead? That does not mean blindly believing everything. In fact, discernment becomes more important than ever during periods like this. Expanding consciousness without grounded awareness creates instability. But refusing to question reality at all creates another kind of blindness. Maybe the real shift happening right now is not extraterrestrial. Maybe it is perceptual. Maybe humanity is being slowly introduced to the idea that reality is more participatory, layered, and mysterious than we were taught. And maybe the nervous system of the collective is struggling to adapt to that widening all at once. Not collapse, not apocalypse, but the loosening of an old psychological structure that once promised certainty in exchange for obedience. And perhaps that is why so many people feel suspended between worlds right now. Not because they are losing their minds, but because the map of reality itself may no longer be holding its previous shape. If something in this spoke to you, you can go deeper with the full written piece on Substack at tendingtheinbetween.substack.com.